We created a berry bed specifically for raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, and strawberries in a separate space from the vegetable garden. We used the same method for preparing that bed by scraping the top inch or two off from the surface. And then we knew it would be some time before we'd be able to plant our berry shrubs, so we mulched it with the trees we took down. The main reason why we didn't want to plant immediately was because we were still quite a ways from our last frost date, and if any of those berry shrubs had flowers on them, they would have dropped their blossoms and dropped fruit if there was a hard freeze. You never want bare soil exposed because the sun can cook through that soil, leaving dry, cracked, and inhospitable soil for your microorganisms. We are officially past our frost-free date, although we'll have to still watch the temperatures to make sure they don't drop unexpectedly. But we bought our blueberries and strawberries and raspberries and blackberries. I knew exactly how many to get because I plugged this berry bed into the Farmer's Almanac garden planner, which also told me what spacing and beds would look like inside this bed. We wanted to have a mulch walkway in between the beds and along the sides. So first thing first, my husband took the measuring tape to measure out where the beds were going to be exactly, and then drew lines to figure out where we needed to move the mulch back from. I placed the shrubs and then my husband dug the holes for each one. And from there, it was just an assembly line to get all of these berry shrubs in before the rain came in the afternoon. Transplanting could be just putting a shrub into a hole and covering it and being done, but there is a little bit of finesse in order to make a successful planting thrive from the very get-go. First, inspect the root ball, and if the roots are root bound, meaning the roots are circling around, you're going to want to detangle it. You're going to want to dig a hole twice the size of the root ball, and then I like to put just some dirt mixed with compost in the hole first, and then backfill with compost. You want the root ball to be even with the soil around it, if not a little bit higher. If it's lower, then water is going to go to the lowest point and drown your root ball, causing root rot. So I like to take the surrounding soil as well, if it's not on a hill, and make sure that everything is level around the shrub. Together, my husband and I were able to plant 34 shrubs in less than 3 hours. We also picked up strawberry plant starters and planted one in between every blueberry plant as ground cover and a companion plant. Then, literally the minute that we finished mulching the rest of the plants, it started to rain, which is the best way to water in your garden. We are building a trellis for our raspberries and blackberries. You can use this style of trellis for any low-growing vine. Raspberries and blackberries typically grow about 5 feet long. The materials are simple. We are using U-posts that are 5 feet tall, as well as a 16 gauge galvanized wire. You can place them every 6 to 8 feet, and then we have 3 lines starting at 2 feet tall, 4 feet tall, and 5 feet tall. As your vines grow, you will gently tuck them in and around your wire.